All right, so Spencer Torkelson is
Or as Temp Sauce in the Super Chat says, more like Spencer Dorkelson.
Oh.
Am I right? I don't know. I'm waiting to see.
All right, so before we
HR
throw that
department,
up there,
pen in hand.
before we throw that up there, he's an interesting case because there are a lot of people out there, and for all I know, Mac, you have the chat. There are a lot of people out there that still don't want to write him off.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy to me.
I don't.
Mac
I'm
doesn't.
writing him off after this.
Well,
Okay.
I haven't seen this yet. I could change my opinion. This could be
fluid. We all know his background. I don't even need to go over it.
Thursday. Holy shit.
We all know.
Changing our opinions all over.
Right.
We all know his background. We all know his struggles, okay? This is a guy that is already on his last leg. Now, if it were me, I would tell you whatever the fuck you... Sorry. I would tell you whatever the heck...
We good.
Let it fly, Sean.
All right, I would tell you whatever the heck you wanted to hear, okay? If Mac told me, if you don't do this, I am going to kick your ass, I would lie to Mac through my teeth because I don't want my ass kicked. Yes, sir, Mr. McCarty. I will do exactly that. I will say what you want, okay? Here's a guy with all his struggles that when approached about changing his approach at the plate, had this to say.
This is from Chris McCoskey, the Detroit News. He said, this is in his article. The Tigers have a brand new climate-controlled batting cage with all the bells and whistles. He could have his swing mechanics analyzed both biomechanically and metrically and get every kind of reading he wants. He wants none of that. He doesn't even want to watch video of him swinging the bat. This is a quote from Spencer Torkelson. That's not me, he said. That's not the way I roll. I'm pretty old school in the fact that, that felt good. That ball flight looked good. That must have worked.
What the fuck? You're a pro athlete.
What the
Okay, hold on. Right?
Come on, dog.
Dude, so put yourself in. So, yeah, okay, that's great. So, you know where he's at? I laugh at this. I laugh at this because he has no legs to stand on. Because if you're AJ Hinch, you're like, okay, cool, kid. Now get in there and let me see your metrics. The fact that I'd be more surprised to follow this, that if somebody asked AJ Hinch, so Torque is not taking advantage of all the new metrics. I heard your system's really good down there. Hey, how's Torque like it? And it should be, wow, he was resistant at first, but you know what? Because your hitting coach is going to you're going to get in there. I don't want to get in the cold tub. It's going to make me better. It sucks. Yeah, but you're getting in. This comes right from the top. This comes from your general manager. You don't get in there, you're not playing because we need this for everything else to whatever. But the self-awareness, is totally off, but that's where the kid needs some help because he's obviously not seeing it. So if we think the talent, and what do we know, right? Organizationally, you got to, if you're not going to give up on him, you got to insulate him. So that's all great. Let him shoot his mouth off. And then the next thing you know, but he's in that batting because that's what the coach, why would they have gotten that? Why would they have gone state of the art? Why do they go cybermetrics in this in every sport? Because that's the way it is now. So don't think that Torkel say, that's a conversation you take seriously if it's Barry Bonds, if it's somebody who's at the top of their game.
Somebody who can hit a fastball.
Right.
No. So to me, it's more of a joke or more of a, it takes into, Torque, your self-awareness is so off. But that's okay, Sean, because I laugh and go, yeah, Torque, I'm thinking of the conversation in the clubhouse. That's great. You are. Now get in there because we need the numbers for everybody to be. That's I'm going to training camp. The Wingate, which is the bike that it's all out sprint, but they're just you know what? I don't skate that fast, so I don't need to do that.
Yeah, this is.
What are you talking about, bro?
This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen a Tigers player say in my entire life. This is worse than Tyler Collins.
I don't think. No,
this is worse than Phil Koch. This is worse than Joel Zumaya. This is worse than Oficial Garcia fucking Prince Fielder's wife. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. You either want to do everything you can and use everything available to you to make yourself better, or you won't be in Major League Baseball, Spencer Torkelson. This is stupid.
This is the dumbest thing that he's ever done to himself.
Yep.
Yeah. This isn't dumb to the Phil Koch and all the other stuff affected your affected people around. This tells you more of who Spencer Torkelson is, telling on himself that his self-awareness is so fucking far off, instead of saying, I'll do whatever it takes to get back on track. Right? So that goes to show you more as a fan of what they're dealing with.
How do I come back from an Avi Garcia Prince Fielder reset?
Right,
this whole segment shot. We may as well go to. No, do you know what it reminds me of? In our generation, we go through this. Okay, all right. So where's the Thursday night football game this week? It's on Peacock. Oh, I don't do Peacock.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to watch a game, asshole. You better figure out how to use Peacock, or else you're not watching. So you know what I did? I was that token guy, and I said to my son, Jack, can you show me how to turn this Peacock thing on?
You swallowed your pride.
Dad, it's real easy. Just show me once. I'm a teach a man to fish guy, okay?
Yeah.
I am. Seriously, teach a man to fish. Don't do it for me every time. I want you, A through Z, to show me how to turn this dumb Peacock thing on. Yeah. And then, of course, I have to call my son every Thursday night. Hey, Jack, what's up? Dad, did you do it again? Yeah, I just wanted to let you know I turned Peacock on.
At least you're trying, though. And
right.
I hate to be this guy. I hate to be the shut up and dribble guy, but shut your ass up and get in the fucking cage. Because what are we talking about here? And we tried to give Tork the benefit of the doubt last year when he was struggling, because it seemed like it was more of a mental thing. Maybe it wasn't the mechanics. Maybe it was just him, being in his head a little bit. And when he got sent down to the minors, this doesn't necessarily surprise me, because there were some murmurs that maybe he was being resistant to a little bit of the change. Maybe it was him all along.
He won't change his swing.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it was him just being stubborn a little bit and not really wanting to evaluate his game and change some things at the plate. So the fact that you don't want to get better, you don't even try to watch yourself after games.
He doesn't watch video of
that's
himself
ridiculous.
swing.
That's like Max said. He doesn't have a leg to stand on.
How will you ever improve? You can't just live off 30 home runs the rest of your fucking career.
I used to defer, and I'm not saying that the likes of Kirk Gibson is wrong, okay? But if you remember a couple years ago, Gibby came out and said, and a lot of people gave him crap for it, okay? Sometimes going down and refining yourself and finding your confidence is the best thing that can happen. And then Torque went on that magical, mystical month and a half, okay? And I was like, Gibby was right. Mm-hmm. And then we kind of saw last year, okay? I don't know if it was confidence again. I don't know if it was he's lost. I don't know if it's his flipping ego that he can't check his ego for his own good. I don't know what it is, but he looked lost again.
But Sean, it's been 3 years, and his numbers have not changed from his rookie season up until now.
Other than the magical month and a half.
Exactly.
I think it's absolutely his ego. I think it's him being, I'm one of the best college hitters of all time. You can't tell me to change my swing. Guess what, bud? This ain't college anymore. It's the fucking big leagues. And you look at this team, this organization, how they are built, what Scott Harris and AJ Hinch like to do, analytics, situational hitting, finding your spot, like using the numbers, using all these new metrics to put yourself in the best situation. Your 1-1 won't watch video of himself swinging the bat. Yeah, that's the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard. What are we doing?
You of all people, and this is where I say lie. You know what you should do? Yeah, Coach, I love it.
Lie to me. Please lie
guys.
to me.
Yeah, that's not something you can.
I have to find a way to get her going. I know.
Yeah, you're not good enough to be honest.
For
real.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And that's what he don't
Seriously,
realize.
You're not, there it is. Quote, unquote. You're not good enough to be honest.
And he don't realize he 1 foot.
You don't have the stats enough to be honest.
Yeah. Tell him, Mac.
No, it's true.
If
right? You gotta have the only way I can open my
sling.
mouth because I got pork ups.
You're right.
Right? Other than that, you had to do it. Your mouth got bigger. Go as a guy, as we got more successful. But that's the whole thing. Right? But to me, this is culture. So maybe this shows you a little bit that we know they got to work on some things, but I mean, to me, it's self-awareness and it's lack of, and it's really bad. I will say it's not the worst quote. It could be the most self-damaging quote.
He's 1 foot out the door on a franchise that doesn't like to give up on people. The fact that they are willing to still put up with Javi, but they are like about to kick your ass out of the door. That should tell you something.
He got sent down to the minors. He watched all his friends have an amazing run to get into the playoffs, and he experienced it a little bit. You know, he came up for some of the late games. He got his spot taken by a guy that Chris Ilitch signed to a long-term contract before he played a fucking game in the major leagues. And he went out there and he had a big part of that team's success last year in Colt Keith. And you're going to come out here with that shit? Have some fucking pride in yourself. Hey. Have some pride in your craft. Get over yourself. Watch a video of yourself swinging the goddamn bat.
And then, Spinny, to double down, they signed Gleyber Torres. Why? So we don't have to deal with your ass every day.
Right.
Like, wake the fuck up.
Hey,
you
guys,
about to be off the team.
Guys, this just in. Javi Baez loves the new sabermetrics.
Yeah.
And stuff like that down in spring
I bet
training.
all those metrics gonna work for him.
He probably takes
How about
naps in
that?
there.
Right? I'd ask the question. Somebody go ask Javi today, right? Is like, hey, how is the new batting machine or whatever, and see if he's like, I've been in there grinding. I like the number, right? You know what I mean? That's even worse.
I don't need hip surgery.
Allegedly,
no, I need hip surgery.
Allegedly.
I need hip surgery. Whatever you guys need me to, I'll have surgery on my dick. I don't. What do you want me to have surgery on? Just let me stay. You know it. But Mac, this goes back to what we said at the very beginning. If the last nail wasn't already in, okay, he just took a mallet and pounded a nail in. Honestly,
he better
at this point in
this year.
time, when they were already kind of nudging him out the door, you have to wonder if he just yanked himself by the shirt and pulled himself out the door.
Spenny, if you're AJ Hinch, what is the like? Do you?
If I'm AJ Hinch and I saw that quote from my 1-1, I would have dropped to my knees in Walmart and started weeping. Because that is someone who doesn't want to be fixed. That is someone who doesn't want to be better. Saying shit like that.
That is
there's one close to the Joker Stadium. And actually, like, there's one around the corner.
He needed some extra Gatorade.
It's
he
just
fell
like,
to his knees.
That shit weak,
that should have been the cornerstone
That
of your
shit
fucking
weak, Ken.
franchise,
Shit is
man.
weak.
What would Scotty have done if somebody said something like that?
You know, like Scotty, like next thing you know is like you got somebody's calling and you're going, come and get your equipment.
Yeah,
you're
right.
on your way somewhere.
Yep.
He wouldn't even talk to you.
Yeah.
Right. Like, but that goes to me to more of let's you into the conversations in trying to help him out. Why it's taken so long? Because he's not receptive to new ideas, it seems like. I'm just reading that by this and by what I've seen, and Kenny telling me he's got the same stats as what he did when he first came in. I mean, I don't know.
Spencer Torkelson.
The worst thing is what could you get for him?
Nothing.
Probably nothing. That's the whole thing. If he was half decent,
then
at
I'd
least
lie
we
to
could
you.
move
If
him
I
for
love the
something.
guy, I'd lie to you.
Yeah.
Oh, Mac, I can't give anything for him. Even if I loved him, Casey Mize, Matt Manning, Spencer Torkelson, Daz Cameron, all these magical names that were supposed to be such an integral part of the renaissance of the Tigers. It's depressing to me. And yet, with that being said, the Tigers are in contention in this division.
Yeah.
They could really
are.
use a guy that could swing the bat and hit bombs from the right-handed batter's box. Too bad he doesn't fucking watch film.
Right.
Skydog 722. Congrats, Javier. You're number 2 now.
Yeah, right.
Number
For
2
real,
on the
bro.
list.
Honestly.
Like Spenny said, he can't hit a fucking fastball, and you up here not looking at tape?
Like, if you're not going to do that, if you're going to be Billy Badass, Adam West, I don't watch film, I just swing the stick. Do what you're going to do. Don't fucking tell me that. Lie to me. Lie to me. Say I'm doing everything I can to make my swing better. I'm watching this. I'm doing that. I'm using the advanced metrics. Lie to me. Don't puff your chest out when you can't hit an MLB fastball, dude.
The smugness and lack of self-awareness, as you said, Mac, is what gets me. I would lie. I would check all the boxes of what people want me to say. I know the fans. The fans of Detroit deserve better. They know what I can do, and I need to prove it to first myself and then everybody else that I can still do it. So whatever they want me to do, if they want me to sleep in a hyperbaric chamber, whatever, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to deliver what the fans of Detroit so desperately want. It is mind-boggling to me, Mac. It is.
No, it is. And when you were talking about your 1-1, and DNC pretty much says Kanye West levels of reading the room.
Yeah, facts.
Right? You know,
That's pretty bad.
And why does it matter? For anybody who's like, who cares? Because this is what you're dealing with your guys that are supposed to be leading you to the next level.
Yeah.
This is like if honestly, if a Mo Sider and a Lucas Raymond came out, one of your young guys, or Marco Casper, stuff like this. Said, no, I'm good. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna eat the rice instead of the potatoes. Come on,
crazy.
Not even
I
Lucas
got to
Raymond
this
or
point
Marco
playing a
Casper.
certain way. What?
Well, not now because they're better.
Yeah.
But I'm saying as they were coming up, if they were struggling, or guys that were struggling, that were Edvidson.
Yeah.
Saying that like if there was struggle, that he wasn't going to do whatever needed to be done. That's like the sort of the way the culture works. So it'll be interesting to see, because I'm interested to hear about what his numbers out of the cage are. It's cute, but like I just said. Right, you're not good enough to be honest.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
You're gonna get along in the lines with everybody else, and we're gonna have readings, and everybody's gonna have readings on this. And like this is what the manager, the GM, they don't put those things there without getting full use out of them for everybody.
All right, we are up against it. Want to come back and talk about the Pistons. What a strange dynamic in the schedule. When we were younger, I loved home and home series in the NHL. I thought it was one of the cooler things. I'll pontificate on that when we come back. Mac, that's what you and I grew up with. But would this be called an away,
road to road?
I was trying to think of if we ever played away.
I don't ever remember it. But the one good thing about it was ass kicking. And anytime you can give an ass kicking to Chicago, let alone do it twice, I'm all for it.
Eat
Come
shit,
back,
Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
Get into that. Fuck the Bears while we're at it.
Fuck
I
the
just wanted to
Bears.
throw that out there.